So tell me, how does this coffee shop thing come about then? Like, do you get a phone call? Does someone think, you know what, a coffee shop is a great idea? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah. So Chad, you'll take that.
Well, it's kind of a lesson in and of itself. It's just like if we go to work every day and we do our job, things will happen. And so the first shop is it's in Yukon, right off the turnpike and 39th. So my boss, Ken McGee's developing that. It's 90 acres there. Yeah. We built this beautiful strip center, and on the corner there's a drive-through spot. And we had been targeting Starbucks, and we had a letter of intent signed with them. It was going to happen, and then that deal falls through. If you've ever been out there, it's pretty close to the on-ramp of the turnpike. Yeah. And so ODOT turned down the traffic signal. And so that's why Starbucks decided to pull out of there, because they thought they wanted to control the traffic. And so I remember being kind of bummed because I was pretty excited to do a deal with Starbucks. My brother lives in Houston, and he said, hey, you should call Summer Moon. They're like a mile from my house. They just opened one next to me in Houston. It's so good. This moon milk that everybody's talking about, he's like, people will drive across town. Like my cousin lives down there. She'll drive 45 minutes to get it. I was like, okay, we're being a little bit exaggerating here. So I just shot him an email like, hey, any interest in Oklahoma City? And the guy emails me back, Ben, who was now he's the CEO of the franchising part. He emails me back, says, yeah, that'd be great. Let's hop on a call. And so I'm just talking to him, thinking they're going to open a corporate store. He's like, we'd love to be there. We just need a franchisee. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be the franchisee. Right. I have no interest in that. And then I started telling Tori about it. And this was like last May, kind of when when the world was a little bit weird. And I remember sitting on the back patio and her being like, I want to do it. She worked at Green Goodies in college, right there in Crescent Curve. And that was like one of her favorite jobs. And so we just pursued it, and crazy enough, it's happened. And
the fact that they chose us as like a family to franchise in Oklahoma is like an honor, just because they have so many inquiries a day. And I don't know, they found favor with us, and it's just been, I don't even know. It's
right
just
timing.
It's been awesome.
That's so cool. So you're on the back patio, you're like, let's do this.
Yeah.
You got two little ones as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pregnant.
No, she's pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
Okay, so you're currently,
maybe it was like a pregnancy thing. I was just like the hormone or something. I was like, hey, let's get a little crazy and let's do this. So
So where do you go from there? Where does that conversation take you to the planning side? And obviously you're the financial side, right? Because you have that backing. Like, the numbers work. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I had no clue. Like, I had never gotten a commercial loan. Yeah. I knew a little bit about numbers, but so we started just working with our banker, and then we went down to Austin. Well, actually, we went to Frisco because we wanted to try it. We hadn't even tried it, and we're like,
let's do it. We're gonna try it.
Probably if it was any coffee shop, we wouldn't have done it. But the thing that sets them apart is they roast their coffee over open oak flame. Okay. And most people use, like, when they roast their coffee, they're using natural gas or electricity. We're talking old school method, and that's what makes it so smooth. Yeah. And then they also had this moon milk, so we're like, okay, this sets us apart a little bit. So we're like, let's try it out. So we go on a Sunday afternoon in Frisco.
And it's during COVID, so everything's shut down.
Right.
And so they got this tent set up in the back, and we're like, well, this probably isn't the greatest first impression, except for there's a line.
It's
like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah. On a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
During COVID.
And we're like, okay, let's try this.
And so we had ordered, we're standing there talking, and I remember I said something like, well, this coffee must be good. And the guy we were talking to, he lived like 45 minutes away. And he said he drives there every Sunday to get it. And we're just like, wow, like just every door that needed to be opened was opened. And that was kind of our prayer, like open doors or closed doors, and doors were open. So
they swung wide open. And mind you, I didn't like coffee prior to opening the shop. Yeah. I did not. I would drink, a cold brew before a volleyball game or something to get me like a boost of energy, but I do not like the taste of coffee. Yeah. Whenever I had it that afternoon, I don't even know. Yeah. Like, I chugged that coffee. This is it. It was it. I was like, this is good coffee, because it doesn't have that bitter taste. It's very smooth. It doesn't have that bite afterwards, and then that lingering, just like kind of a burnt taste that usually coffee has. And so for whenever they roast it, it's just, I don't even know. It's just good. So.
That's awesome. So at that moment, you're like, okay, we definitely know this is a good move. Yeah. You're like, let's do this. Then obviously you already have the spot, which is on the on the land that you work for. So the relationship's already there.
Yeah. Which we've learned is like the battle to find a spot.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's on the off ramp of a highway. Like And it's not just like it's any highway. I mean, it's the turnpike that everyone uses.
Yeah.
Right. And now you have a Brahms right next to you too, right? And
which is awesome. We can get our milk.
They're now delivering our milk. Keep it local. There's a lot of activity out there.
Yeah.
So it's been a huge blessing.
No.